see who's still around at the end of it. So do what you can, do what feels good. If you decide to depart early, just make sure to give yourself a nice, restful and quiet Shavasana before you return to life off the mat. All right, so we will start just lying down on our backs. So go ahead and find a comfortable place to be. That may mean the knees are bent, or it may mean the legs are fully extended on the ground. So just allow yourself to lie down. Just feel the support of the floor underneath you. Begin to feel that breath. Noticing the sounds around you in the room. Noticing the sound of your own breath. And with each breath, just settling into yourself a little more deep. With each breath, just taking one more step on that inner journey. Remembering that this experience here is to help our souls expand and grow. As we acknowledge that and understand that, we become more comfortable in situations that might have otherwise seemed very uncomfortable. Allow the breath to be that channel to your inner stillness. Completely filling out and then emptying out the breath. And take a long, slow breath in through your nose. Fill completely up. Feel those ribs stretching and expanding outward. Pause at the top of that inhale, and then open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Take two more like that. Long, slow breath in. Pausing at the top. Open the mouth, let it out. And one more. Let's bend the knees at 90 degrees and just press your palms into the knees. So we're pressing the hands, arms are straight, knees press against the hands. And then bend your elbows, draw the knees into the chest. Slowly press them back out. Draw them in. Exhaling, press them out. Inhale, let those legs fall inward. Exhale, press them out. And just find that rhythm of your breath. Flowing, just beginning to ignite the core. Feeling the back as it elongates and presses down a little bit as the knees go away. And then feeling that back flat on the ground as the knees draw in. And just noticing the natural curves of the spine and how the movement affects these. And just two more. Just waking up the core of the body. And then hug those knees into the chest and roll a little bit to the left and to the right. And we'll take both knees and drop them over to the right side, laying them down onto the ground. And just breathing through a gentle spinal twist. Noticing where you feel the sensations. Where is the place that's the most alert in this pose? And see if you can begin to just disperse that alertness through the whole body. If you can begin to wake up all the cells. And when we're awake, we can be fully present. We can receive this moment as it is, without desiring to change it, without feeling the need to run away, but just being right here in this moment. And then we'll roll back onto our backs, hug the knees into the chest, roll a little bit to the left and right. And then we'll go ahead and roll to the other side, laying those knees down on the ground and beginning to spiral through the spine. So we bring health and vitality to all the internal organs through this practice. By the breath, by sending oxygen in, by feeding the cells with oxygen, and by making these little compressions and twists and stretches and movements to put little compressions on the organs and little releases. So just notice where this breath lands in this pose and in your body. You may hear cracking and creaking and crunching, and that's okay. Just breathe a little freedom into those places. We'll come back onto our backs. Open up the feet and take a happy baby. So you can grab the outer edges or the backs of the thighs. If you like to rotate to the left and the right, roll in a little bit, you can. Just massaging. Getting a little stretch in the hips. And then eventually finding your way to stillness. And we'll begin to be more conscious of the tailbone as it draws down towards the ground, allowing the belly to hollow out. And then using the strength of your arms to pull those feet and press the feet into the hands as well. So we're having a little dynamic resistance through the hands and feet. They're interacting with one another and just finding stillness. One more breath here. And then we'll hold on to the right knee, extend that left leg up towards the sky, and then just slowly, as you're extending out through the heel, begin to lower that leg towards the ground. You can leave the leg hovering an inch or two above the ground, or you can lay the leg all the way down. And then keep some resistance in the right hand. Right hand pulling against the knee and knee pressing against the hand. And take an inhale and switch. Pull that left knee in, extend out through the right heel. And then begin to reach that right heel away from the hip as you slowly begin to lower. Maybe that leg hovers or lays on the ground. Pull that left knee in towards the body, actively using the arms and actually getting a little stretch through the interlaced fingers also. Observing the natural curves in the spine as you lay on the ground. And then we'll just alternate one breath, one movement. So we're going to take that right knee in, hug it, exhale and switch. Hug the left knee in, extend the right leg out, and then take a breath and switch. Just keep moving with your breath. Just alternating legs, alternating inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll come back, drawing both knees into the center. Bring your arms out to the sides and make circles with your knees up towards the sky. And we'll make our circles the opposite way. And then we'll take both legs straight up towards the sky and point and flex the feet. Keeping your awareness on your breath and your awareness on how these poses feel in the body. And let's go ahead and make some circles with the feet, taking the ankles in one direction and taking the ankles in the other. We'll bend the knees. Grab the big toes and take a straddle stretch, reaching the heels away from the sitting bones. Using the fingers around the big toe to just gently draw those feet in the direction of the ground. Pressing out through your heels so the inner groin muscles, the inner thighs begin to open up. If this feels like too much and you prefer to take a reclining butterfly, reclining cobbler's pose, you can do that. We'll stay here for a few breaths, just allowing a little space to come into the body. As we become more aware of the sensations in the body, it allows us to be more present to the thoughts in the mind. We start to notice the quality of the thoughts, the frequency and depth of the thoughts. And then we begin to decide what we want to create through our thoughts. Draw those knees into the chest, and we'll begin to roll up and down our spines. So we'll pause in sitting, taking a boat pose. So we'll go ahead and draw those knees in towards the chest, and then extend the legs out. You can bring the arms to either side of the body as well, or you can keep the knees bent. So just figure out whatever boat works for you right now. And just be here. Reaching, lifting through the heart, reaching that heart towards the knees, engaging your core. One more breath here. Really reaching out through those heels if the legs are straight. And then we're going to cross the ankles. See if you can press your hands into the ground. Maybe lift your tailbone off the ground. And then we'll settle back down. And come to a standing forward fold. So we'll open the feet wide in the beginning of our practice. And just pedal out the knees. Maybe lift one heel and then the other, getting into the feet a little more. And you can just let your head hang. The head be heavy and the neck be long. And then come to stillness. The knees can be bent, but let's fold and allow the spine to just cascade down towards the floor. One vertebra dropping away from the next. You like to interlace your hands so the pinky fingers are by that bony part, the occipital ridge. You can do that. See where you can create length. Then gently uninterlace the hands, let them fall towards the ground. Bring those feet together. Bring the hands to the shins or the thighs. And press the hands into the thighs if they're high up, or press into the shins, drawing the tailbone back and the top of the head forward. The belly draws up and in. And we begin to notice where we're standing in the feet. Try to apply the pressure through all four corners of the feet. The big toe mounds, the little toe side, the inner and outer heel. And just be long. Let the belly draw up and in. Maybe you take the arms out to the side or take the arms behind you and clasp the palms. Just feel what it's like to just support yourself here, standing in stillness. One more breath. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the fingertips down to the floor. Touch the floor, so nice deep bend in the knees, and then begin to reach the arms up. Keeping those knees and ankles with a nice deep bend. Chair pose, Sukhasana. Arms can be cactus if that feels more freeing in the shoulders. So decide where you want to be, what feels good to you. Can you draw that tailbone down and lengthen a little more through the back side of the body? Can you breathe so much you feel that breath in the back of the rib cage? Take one more breath here. And then inhale, stand all the way up to extended mountain. Press through the feet, reach through the fingertips. So really getting long in the body. Tailbone's tucked under, so the back side of the body is long. Front ribs are pulling back towards the back of the room. And then let's go ahead and reach up out of the spine through both sides and reach the arms over to the right, taking a side stretch. If you like to grab the wrist or interlace your hands, take a variation that feels good to you. Maybe you need something familiar, or maybe today you need something unfamiliar. Good. Breathing here, filling up the ribs with breath. Come back through center, stretch up nice and long through both sides of the body, and then come over to the left. Pressing your right hip out to the right, and really strong through both legs. Pressing down through the legs to lift up and out of the waist. One more breath. Inhale, come up. And then we're going to take a back bend. So pressing down through the feet, we're going to lift through the heart. Draw the heart up so it shines towards the sky. As the arms come back by the ears and the hips press forward. And take your gaze back towards those fingertips as well. Lifting up and back. Lift up. As you inhale, we'll fold forward as we exhale. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the feet back to a plank pose. Hug your belly in. Press through your heels. Good. Drawing some length through the whole spine. And then you can bring the knees to the floor. We'll lower down. Take an inhale. Lift yourself up into a back bend, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, lift up and back to down dog. Allow your feet to be wide towards the outer edges of the mat to begin. Allow those hips to lift up and feel some lightness in your arms. Let that weight lift to the hips and then press down through the heels. Hollowing out the belly on the exhale. And filling up and lengthening the spine on the inhale. And one more breath. And then look between the hands. Step, hop, or walk forward. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach out and up for mountain pose. Reaching those fingers high. Take a side bend to the right. Inhale, come back up. Side bend to the left. Inhale, come back up. Back bend. Lift through the heart. Press back. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to your plank pose. And then taking your low push-up or coming all the way down. Coming to an up dog or to a cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Go ahead and pedal out your feet this time. Pedaling left and right. And then find stillness here. One nice long, slow breath in stillness. And then look between your hands, come forward. Inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and folding. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Flowing through your Vinyasa. Finding your way to down dog. Really planting and rooting through those fingers to press the mat away. It's almost like you're trying to stretch the mat forward with your hands as you're trying to pull the mat back with your heels. The low ribs are pulling up towards the hips. And then look between the hands. Step, hop, or walk forward. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, pull your hands to your heart and pause. So just settle the breath down. If you like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and offer that or request that. Place that out into the universe. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that left foot back. Right foot forward, taking a low lunge. Back knees on the ground. Rise up, pressing into both feet. Interlace the hands behind the head, lift the heart, take a back bend. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Curl the back toes under, right leg reaches for the sky. And then lay that right foot down near the left for your down dog. Breathing full and deep. Walk those feet forward. Inhaling and halfway lifting. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step that right foot back. Leave the left foot where it is. Lower the right knee. Coming to a low lunge. Pressing into both feet to push down through the earth. To lift you up. So you feel strong here. You feel like you have a nice foundation of power. And then interlace your hands the opposite way. Lift through the heart. Take a back bend. Draw those elbows away from the ceiling. See if you can try to pull them down in the direction of the floor as you open through the heart. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Hands come down to the floor. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Flow through Vinyasa. Knees might stay bent in your down dogs. A tiny bend in the knee helps you from overstretching the fascia. One long, slow breath here. And then look between the thumbs. Come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit to chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight is back in the heels. Maybe you peel the toes up off the ground. Sit down nice and deep. Take those fingertips down to the floor. Sweep the arms back. Take them forward. Exhale back. Inhale, take them forward. Exhale back. Inhale, take them forward. Exhale back. Inhale, take them forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back. Coming to a warrior one, so our back foot's going to be spinning with the toes towards the front edge, front left corner of your mat. And the front knee bends nice and deep. Good, so we find the depth of breath. Arms are over and down and back. Just rolling through the shoulders in your warrior two. And then take those arm circles the other way. Just get into the shoulder joints. Nice. Sitting down nice and deep. And then we're going to bring the hands to the floor. Step that back foot in for warrior three. So we're going to let that left leg float up. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. Get yourself balanced and steady, and then reach the arms forward. You can leave the arms interlaced, hands interlaced, or reach the arms straight out. Whatever feels best to you. But just keep rolling that left hip down. One breath here, reach through the fingers, reach through the heel, and then hands down to the floor. Standing split, left leg reaches up, right leg roots down, bend the knee. We're going to hop switch the feet. And then we're going to step that right foot back, warrior one. Back heel is pulling more towards the center, and that right toes are pulling towards that front corner of the mat. We take a nice deep bend in the front knee. We reach up out of the hips, through the waist, through the fingertips. Settle into your warrior one. And we'll open up to warrior two. Back foot lines up with the back of your mat, nice deep bend in the front knee, and then roll those shoulders. And then take them the other way. Come back to your warrior two. Still and steady. Hands come down to the ground. Let's pop that back foot in. Setting up for our warrior three. Float the right leg up to the sky, parallel to the floor. And then we're just going to begin to lift up, using our core strength. Hands come to prayer. Press out through the heel. Press out through the top of the head. Reach those arms straight out. Hug the belly in. Pull that right hip down. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Lower the hands to the floor, standing split. Right leg reaches, left leg presses down. And then let that right foot come to meet the left. We're going to open up the toes, take a goddess squat. So we're going to let the tailbone reach down, top of the head reach up. And awaken the breath. Sending that breath wherever it needs to go. We're going to come forward to crow, so we're going to plant those hands on the ground, allow the hips to lift up nice and high, and then take the knees to the outside of the upper arms, squeeze them. Take one foot off the ground, pulling the toes up towards the tailbone, and then take the other set of toes up if you can. Squeeze those knees in towards the upper arms. Gaze point just straight down, and find your breath. Draw those toes as high up as you can. Press into those fingertips. Find balance, find strength. And then you can come back, flowing through your vinyasa. Moving with breath, exhaling on the way down. Inhale on the way up. Exhale back to down dog. Settling into breath. Noticing the heart rate. Using the breath to control the heart. Take your right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Step that right foot forward, warrior one. Rise up. This time we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Lift your heart, humble warrior. Look up first. Squeeze those palms, open the heart. Then hinge at your hip and fold. Right ear draws down towards the right ankle, and then pull your right hip back. So the body's coming down to the inside of the right thigh. And we're still in a very deep lunge through the front knee. And we keep that back foot anchored. Find a little lightness in the belly. Squeeze those palms together, lift those hands up a little more. And then inhale, open up. Coming back to warrior one. And then opening to warrior two. Arms reach forward and back. This time in our warrior, we're going to take eagle arms. So we're going to take that right arm under the left. And make eagle arms. Keep bending through that front knee. Draw those forearms away from the body and begin to draw them up towards the sky a little bit. Let's release the arms. Come back to warrior two. Hands come down to the ground, windmilling them down. Step that back foot in, setting up for your warrior three. Take off. Maybe moving from the hands to the chest or airplane to the arms straight out in front of you. Reaching forward and back. Getting length through the whole spine. Roll that left hip down a little more, press out through the heel. And then let's come to half knee. Right arm reaches down, left arm finds the sky. Left leg reaches out from the hip. And then bend your knee, take a bind. Grab the foot in your hand if you can. Press the foot into the thigh. I guess you can't press your foot into your thigh, can you? Press your foot into your hand instead. Stretch your thigh, how's that? Makes a tiny bit more sense, I hope. Good, kicking, releasing through the shoulder. And then let that left hand come down to the ground, standing split. Bend your right knee, tuck that left knee behind it. We're going to come all the way down to the ground.